none of this shit. Where your ass was at, dog, when niggas wouldn't feed. Where your ass was at, dog, bitches didn't eat. Where your ass was at, dog, when niggas tried to run off. Where your ass at, dog, you made me put his gun out. Where your ass was at, dog, you went and switched sides. Where your ass was at, dog, when niggas spread lies. Where your ass was at, dog, I'm about to come slide. Where your ass was at, dog, and I was certified. Where your ass was at, dog.
Turnt Up TV, what is up? Colorado's #1 podcast in the box state, representing for sports, music, entertainment on iHeartRadio. This is Turnt Up TV. It is Friday, made through the week, yo. Weekend time. We're going to wrap up the week with a couple of topics, and we're going to chop it up on Turnt Up TV. You could always hit us up on our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you follow, like, and share stories, man, because we're starting to get it popping. Full week Turnt Up TV, I'm proud to say it. Back. I haven't done that in a while. This just means we're back on our grind and we're pushing. And we're keeping you up, like I said, with the latest things in sports, music, entertainment, local music from Greeley, Colorado, all the way up to 303, back down to FOCO. We cover everything. We call ourselves the no-code runners down here because we're running it, baby. So let's get started today. We got a great show for y'all. Caitlyn Jenner could possibly face misdemeanor manslaughter charges. You guys didn't hear about this earlier in the year. It was before she was Caitlyn Jenner. She was still making the transition. She was he was still Bruce Jenner, and I guess he had a deadly car accident, which someone ended up dying in, which is crazy to think about. Like, and it wasn't that crazy of a crash, but it was just the impact, and we'll get into the whole story and what ended up happening with that. So we also have Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and Nate Dogg. Possible movie in the making, yeah. Straight out of Compton, I guess, is saying is kind of getting ready to let us sequel kind of off of that about Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg. So, and actually, and one of Tupac, they've done one of Tupac before, and they have some great movies and stuff. But yeah, they're supposed to mainly be focusing on the life of Snoop Dogg, which is crazy because I always thought the Snoop Dogg would have had a movie made about him by now. But also Nate Dogg, there's a lot of people who know that he's in almost every great hip-hop song, and Ice Cube reportedly is given the blessing, and they're getting ready to go, and they're going to start making that. So if you guys love it in NWA, Straight Outta Compton, then you guys are definitely probably going to love these new movies coming out, and it's good because it's letting you guys know, young kids who just listen to music, listen to these dudes coming up, bring it back to the roots and let them know what this was really where it started, man. So, also, you heard it at the beginning of the program, homeboy D's Nuts, presidential candidate run on an independent ballot down North Carolina, is making mad noise, and they have the shirts now. They are actually covering it on Jimmy Kimmel last night when I watched it. He was talking about presidential hopeful D's Nuts. They went to the street and asked people. So we'll get into that, and I'll play another clip for you, man, because obviously it's just hilarious, and it's crazy as hell to think that we have somebody who's actually on there who has 9% vote, and they said this is 1 out of 10 people support this person, D's Nuts, for presidential candidate. So we'll get into all that, man. We'll chop it up for the weekend, let you know what you guys got coming ahead, and we'll give you some movie reviews, new music dropping, and like we always say, you could always find us on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, or YouTube, whatever's more convenient for you guys. I know a lot of people don't have the iHeartRadio app, which you should get. Go and download that. Spreaker, you click right on the link on the Facebook page that we have, and you go right to it, or you're on a YouTube page right there. Click on it. It brings you right up to Turnt Up TV. So the Los Angeles County Sheriff's detectives will present evidence next week to prosecute that could end up with a misdemeanor manslaughter charge against Miss Caitlyn Jenner. She was involved in this crash back in February in Malibu. They said that she was pulling an off-road vehicle, ATV or something like that, and she was going too fast, and she ended up slamming her SUV into a lady, which forced her SUV off the road into oncoming traffic and hit a Hummer. So that's how this lady ended up dying. And before they came out and they said, they were still investigating, the family wanted to press charges and get them, get her held accountable criminally, and it seemed like it died down for a little bit. It was all, like I said, it was all around when he was Bruce Jenner, so they were going after Bruce, because I remember seeing Bruce involved in a deadly car crash, and all these different allegations, and then for a while it died down, and I don't know if he thought once changing his changing to Caitlyn Jenner, if like it would go away or something, but they're bringing it back up, and they're saying there's a misdemeanor charge where it could face up to 1 year in jail. Which, if that ends up happening with her rich ass and the Kardashians' rich asses, they'll get that cut down to he'll spend 4 or 5 months in a great, one of those celebrity jails that they have for them down there. But like it is what it is, and it's sad. But he did say it caused a devastating tragedy. I cannot pretend to imagine what this family is going through at the time, and he says he's praying for them. He says all he could face is a low level. Basically, anyone who gets in the situation behind the wheel like Mr. Jenner, there's no drugs or alcohol. This is just unsafe driving. And so they're saying there's pretty much, when they say manslaughter, people are thinking, he's going to go to jail for a long time. But, they're saying it's up in the DA's, up in the hands. They're going to review it, and they're going to let you guys know, if he ends up going to prison for that, and how much time he'll get, if it even comes about, if they're going to pay him off, and I'm guessing it's probably going to end up being paid off. What I mean by that is it's probably going to be settled. Kardashians or Jenners, whatever, they're probably going to come with a big lump sum of money to the victim's family and try to get it just settled. And that could be a case. I don't know, but again, I guess it's up to the DA, since it's a criminal case, for him to actually make that decision. So we'll keep you guys updated on that on Turnt Up TV. Let me know what you guys think of that, if you guys been checking that out, because that's everywhere trending, obviously, because Caitlyn Jenner is a very trendy subject. Straight Outta Compton was a huge hit this weekend. This week it took over the number one movie, talked about it on the last podcast, and now they're saying that the power of the dollar don't lie. And pretty much what they mean by that is they said, boy, we seen how much money we made off of this. Let's keep rolling and let's tell the stories of everyone else and make a lot more money. Hence, getting ready to tell the story. It says, and it's cool because I guess it is a real sequel. It says they will pick up where Straight Outta Compton left off, and it will center around the careers of Tupac, Snoop, the Dogg Pound, and Nate Dogg. They says it's to really show how gangs have influenced the music industry, and it's also Ice Cube has reportedly, like I said, given his blessing so far, and it's set to go pretty much. They said that they have the music, and the music's the only thing that's holding them back right now to get the music lifted off, and a lot of people were scared because back then Suge Knight was a part of it, which Suge Knight does not like Dre, does not like anybody. He wanted to kill all of them. He does not like he's not a fan of theirs. But they said that he doesn't own the music no more, and they said if Tupac's mom, Afeni Shakur, who owns the rights to Pac's music, if she gives a blessing, man, this movie's set to go, and I bet I can't even imagine what that movie would be like. I still haven't even seen it. I know. Still haven't seen NWA Straight Outta Compton, but I'm gonna sit down and watch it. But then, as much good thing as I heard about that, I couldn't even imagine like a great Tupac movie with Snoop Dogg. And like I said, I've always thought that he would have had a show by now, and the Dogg Pound and Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg was a huge influence on the hip hop game because he was that dude who still came up from streets of where it wasn't nice, but he changed the game because he was a singer, and he influenced so many people like Chris Brown to jump on a song and be cool to sing and do these songs with rappers and make these great combos, and that's how Nate Dogg came about. And Nate Dogg's a legend in the game, R.I.P. him. And it was crazy when he left because everybody in the hip-hop game was heard about it. Because Nate Dogg just had that voice. And I'm pretty sure it's going to explain about how somebody said, hey, man, you need to put this to, I bet at first, I don't really know too much about Nate Dogg. And that's why I'm excited for the movie. But I bet at first, he probably was a little discouraged coming from where he's from and being a singer. I don't know. Maybe he was in a gospel church, whatever it is. But, man, I'm excited for this movie. And this is going to be crazy to see this, too. And to see exactly like they say how the, gangs have influenced the hip-hop community. Just like, a lot of other things influence a lot of other music. So that's crazy for us to be able to get all that great hip-hop and great history and stuff thrown at us, because we need some good movies like that, man. I'm tired of seeing shit like Pixels and And I don't even know. Man, that movie's terrible. Oh, bring us up. You know what? I'm going to throw in just a pop-up subject real quick. Adam Sandler's movies, man. If anybody's seen his movies in the last couple of years, can someone agree with me? Or is there someone out there who's saying, no, he's still on his game? His movies are terrible now. I seen that Jack and Jill for the first time. I don't know. I was bored one day, seen it on TV. Was absolutely terrible. Then I end up seeing, I threw that Pixels movie on, and that was absolutely terrible as well. I just couldn't believe how bad, I just think he lost it, man. It don't seem the same. Even I watched Joe Dirt 2, I talked about this. It was terrible. David Spade fell off. Dumb and Dumber 2. Some of these people just get to the point where they can't be that funny anymore, or they can't pull off certain roles. And Adam Sandler's movies, man, I just don't know what happened. From Big Daddy, 50 First Dates was hilarious. But I've heard so many people, he's making movies on Netflix now that, people don't even care about. So, Turnt Up TV, question of the day for Friday, has Adam Sandler fell off in his movies? I gotta know, because if I'm just tripping, or if I'm not giving these movies enough time, but I did start watching Pixels, and I have to tell you, I had to turn that off so quick that, I don't even think I made it through 5 minutes. And I wanted to watch my boy Dan Patrick, because he's in it too. And I couldn't even get to it. So that's how bad it tells you it was. So Turnt Up TV, let me know. Question of the day, has Adam Sandler fell off with his movies? Independent candidate D's Nuts is making noise. This is blown up overnight. Like I said, this was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. This has been all over local news with actual real local anchors saying D's Nuts, people interviewing people. There's been t-shirts, there's Instagrams, there's Twitter. I got followed yesterday on my Twitter by D's Nuts 2016. I was like, holy shit. They already made a Twitter. They already made Instagram. I'm telling you, they got t-shirts. You have to go on Instagram, check them out, because the pictures it's hilarious. I can't even explain it. But there's another clip that came out with, Channel 7 News, going around, and they're talking about it, and they're asking people, they're really talking about candidate D's Nuts. Let's hear it.
Tested a hypothetical matchup between Democrat Hillary Clinton, Republican Donald Trump, and an independent candidate who registered with the FEC under the name D's Nuts. Trump gets 40%, Clinton 38%, and D's Nuts has 9%. That's right, 1 in 10 support D's Nuts for president. In downtown LA, it wasn't hard to find strong support for D's Nuts.
Is he talented and skilled?
He may save the United States from whatever crisis we're in.
D's Nuts might be our savior.
That's it.
I'll run for president, D's Nuts. Yeah, I'll run for that.
Yes, that just happened. Journalism school, totally worth it.
Totally worth it. That dude got to say D's Nuts on local TV 15 times. Did you? D's Nuts could be our savior. Oh man, this shit is crazy. It's getting out of control. Y'all need to let me know what y'all think about that, because first person that I see with a D's Nuts 2016 shirt, I got to take a picture with them, because that is just too funny. Presidential candidate hopeful D's Nuts. And just like I said yesterday, what's the crazier part, Twitter? A lot of you guys were saying the crazier part is people voting for him, and I think that's crazy too. I think it might be. What's crazier, that this, and mind you, this is a 15-year-old out of North Carolina. I don't have his name. I remember reading about him yesterday. He's a 15-year-old who said he did it just to have fun, and now it's blowing up. And he even said that he knows it's not going nowhere. He's just having fun with it. But presidential candidate D's Nuts from North Carolina down there, man. Everybody saluting you. You got t-shirts. And like I said, if you got a t-shirt, you got to tag us and let us see you rocking your 2016 D's Nuts shirt, because that is crazy. Turnt Up TV, I appreciate you guys turning in on your Friday. Let's get it going. Let's knock out today, get to the weekend, and let's turn up and have a great time. Let me know what you guys are doing. Always hit us up on Turnt Up TV, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, also personal El Mahara's Instagram. You guys get us at us there. Always keep up on the Facebook page. I'll let you guys know the newest podcast. And next week, man, we're going to be doing some interviews. I'm going to be getting my boy AJ Slip from Denver. We're going to have Greeley's own high quality. We're going to get hopefully get them in here. And also we're going to be getting some new artists that we've been talking to. Shout out to Top Flight Empire, like I talked about, working on potentially getting them. They're out in Cali doing some big things. And also Trev Rich, Squizzy Gang. Trev's got opening up for Lil White. And